Hello and welcome to Mark and Kelly's Trips, Tips and Things. So I was thinking, what could I do for Mother's Day that's just that bit special? And I just thought I would do a jar cake. And what that is cake in a jar, as it sounds. So I'm going to do a cherry almond cake. Now normally I do it as a loaf cake, and I know it's my mum's favourite cake that I do. So I'm going to make it, but I'm going to put it in a jar. Now, in order to be able to put it in a jar, I need to bake the cake, and I'm going to put it in this tray here. So I'm going to bake it in this tray. I'm going to butter it and line it, and then I'm going to use these circles to actually cut out the circles in the cake, so then I can put it in the jar. Now, for my cake ingredients, I have 250 grams of flour, and mixed in this flour I also have 100 grams of ground almonds. I have 6 tablespoons of whole milk, which is roughly about 100 mils of whole milk. I have 3 large beaten eggs at room temperature. I need to measure out 225 grams. It needs to be softened butter, so it needs to be at room temperature, which this is now actually softened, so that's quite nice. So I just need to take out what I need, which is 250 grams, as I said. And I have these glacier cherries, 200 grams. Now you can buy whole glacier cherries and then cut them in half, but seeing as these are in half, then it saves me time, and I like things that save me time. Then it will be a couple of drops of almond extract. So this will be quite good to put in the batter and give it that almondy taste. And then I have 175 grams of caster sugar. So I think that's everything. So I've got my caster sugar, I've got my flour and my ground almonds. I've got my milk, my butter, my 3 large beaten eggs, my glacier cherries, and the almond extract, which is right there, and I'll use a couple of drops in the mixture. So let's get baking. So as you can see, I'm just putting in the 225 grams of butter. I've only just, you don't have to, but I've just chopped it up a little bit so that it can whisk easier, so that the whisk can just handle it that bit better. Okay, and here we go. So the sugar's already in there, which is 175 grams of caster sugar and 225 grams of butter. So let's do this. I'm now going to gradually add in the flour and the ground almonds. So now, if you want to, you can wash the cherries and dry them in a paper towel and dust them with flour. But I'm not one of these people who are quite patient with doing all that sort of thing, so I'm just going to throw them in. Just trying to get a nice finish, but I don't know. There we go. Okay, so my oven is on at gas mark well, it's on at 170 degrees, gas mark 3. It's going into the oven now. Okay, so this is the cake after 20 minutes. Now it's not done because I can tell because it's quite jiggly still. And if I were to put a skewer inside, I can feel that it's all, can you see that? There's still a lot of mixture on there, so I don't know if the camera's going to pick that up, but yeah, there's still quite a bit of mixture on there, so I know the cake is not done. However, you can see that it's starting to brown on these parts, and sometimes, for me anyway, I feel that those are the best parts, is when it starts to get a bit brown, but not everybody agrees. I don't know, can you see here? Starting to get a bit dark. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to cover it with some foil. I'm going to pop it back in the oven for another 20, actually let's start with 10 minutes. So I'm going to pop it back in the oven for another 10 minutes. If I was doing it in a loaf tin, it would take about 45 minutes to an hour. But because this is a larger surface, I'm guessing that it's going to take less than 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm thinking maybe another 15 to 20 minutes will probably do it, but I'm just going to cover it with some foil. So that's my bit of foil over the top, and I'm going to pop it back in the oven for, I think I'm going to start off with 10 minutes and then check it probably every 5 to 7 minutes after that if it needs longer to bake. Okay, so 10 minutes have passed. Let's see. Okay, the reason why you put it a little bit loose on the top, and I'm going to show you the reason now, is so that the cake doesn't get stuck to the top of the foil. That's why you put it on loosely. Clearly I didn't put it on loosely here, but let's do the cake test. It's a few crumbs, so oh no, see, still raw batter. There's still, the camera can't pick it up, but there's still raw batter on that. So what I will do, I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in, I'm going to risk it and put it in for another 10 minutes. There we go. Alright, we'll see you back in 10 minutes. Okay, so here we are 10 minutes later. If you can hear any frying, that's Mark frying in the background. So let's take a look. I'm not going to lie, it smells amazing. Seems to be okay, and as you can see, it is coming away from the sides, which normally means it's a sign that it's ready. They say when you push it and it bounces back, that means it's ready. Yeah, give it another little test. Yeah, I think it's ready. So here is the cake. I've put it on a wire rack. So it's looking pretty good, and it's still got to cool down just a little bit more, so I think that probably needs another 20 minutes, but this will be the circle that I'll use in order to cut out the little circles all ready for the jar. Moving on to the cream cheese frosting now. So now I'm just adding the icing sugar a little bit at a time. Okay, so here we go. I like the thickness of the cake. However, when I transferred it from the wire rack to here, it cracked down the middle. So I don't think it's going to matter too much because it's going in a jar. And I've seen, I mean, I can just chop it up and then just fill it at the bottom of the jar, but I thought it would be better if I do it in a circle. So I've got my first circle and I'm going to start off with the smaller one. I've got two sizes. So the two sizes, this is the bigger one, that's the smaller one. So I'm going to go with the smaller one. Yeah. And the smaller one is 64 millimeters. So let's see. Right. Ooh. Fits in quite perfectly, actually. It's quite a big chunk of cake, so I don't actually know whether to cut it down, because I think by the time I ice it, I probably will be able to get another one layer in there. But you don't want too much cream, right? I don't know if I would have done better spooning it on or actually piping it. Okay. Now I know I need the larger one for the top. So there you go, that's what it looks like. I'm just putting on some rose gold sugar just to make it look that bit pretty, you know. Now thinking about it, maybe I should have put some rose gold, sugar around there as well. Some nice rose gold sprinkles and obviously the almonds, the flaked almonds. So that's what it looks like. That's the finished product. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to tie a ribbon around that. Now if you want the cake to come out a lot neater than this, you can put the cake in the fridge and wait till it goes completely cold. And then once it becomes completely cold, when you use the rings, it will come out a lot cleaner. As you will see from this cake, I was able to make 4 jars. I hope you like this vlog. Please don't forget to share, like and subscribe. And you're never too old to have fun. Catch you in the next vlog. Bye for now.